Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hello to all. My name is Muhammad Nazmi bin Adnan. I'm student SPS 135 from Faculty Sports Science and Recreation, UiTM Shah Alam. Today, I would like to tell you about cardiovascular system. So, here we go. First of all, we need to know what is cardiovascular. Cardiovascular is relating to the skeletal system, which comprise the heart and blood vessels and carries nutrient and oxygen to the tissues of the body and remove carbon dioxide and other waste from them. The cardiovascular words came from Latin and it means heart and vessel. So back to the topic, what is cardiovascular system? Cardiovascular system is an organ system that moves substance to and from cells. It can also help stabilize body temperature and pH, that is called part of homeostasis. It is a comprised system between heart, blood and blood vessels. So what's the function of cardiovascular system actually? First, it is to transport nutrients, gas and waste product around the body. Second, is to protect the body from infection and blood loss. And the third is to help body maintain a constant body temperature, that's called thermoregulation. And the fourth, to help maintain fluid balance within the body. So there is three important components in cardiovascular system. First, heart. Heart is a hollow muscular organ that pumps blood through the blood vessels by repeated rhythmic contraction. Normally, it is located to the left of the middle of the thorax, underneath the sternum. It is enclosed by a fibrous sac known as pericardium, and it also surrounded by the lung. Heart consists four chambers and divide by left and the right side. So what's the function of right side of the heart and the left side of the heart? Right side of the heart to collect the oxygenated blood from the body and pump it into the lungs. Meanwhile, carbon dioxide can be dropped off and oxygen can be picked up, while left side of heart is to collect oxygenated blood from the lungs and pump it out to the body. Second component is blood. In cardiovascular system, blood acts as transportation to bring oxygen to all body and bring out carbon dioxide back to the heart. And the third component is blood vessel. Blood vessels act as a route to give way to blood throughout the body by started from aorta and ended at right atrium before blood back into the heart. Aorta originates from the left of the heart and brings oxygenated blood. Right atrium is the oxygenated blood is gathered before get into the heart. Cardiovascular system got two circulation that we need to know. First is systemic circulation. Systemic circulation is the portion of cardiovascular system which carries oxygenated blood away from the heart to the body and return the oxygenated blood back to the heart. And the second circulation is pulmonary circulation, which carries oxygen depleted blood away from the heart to the lungs and returns oxygenated blood back to the heart. This is structure of cardiovascular system. I will explain you how the blood processing in the cardiovascular system. The oxygenated blood will gather at right atrium from supravena cava and inferior vena cava, and then the blood will go into right ventricle by telescopic valve and pump it out to the lungs by pulmonary artery. And then the processing pulmonary circulation will be happen at the lung, and the blood with oxygenated will go back to the heart by pulmonary veins and gather at left atrium and going down to left ventricle, and heart will pump the blood going out by aorta valve to the body using first through its aorta. Cardiovascular cardiovascular disease is condition that affect the structure of function of heart, and estimated 17 million people died from cardiovascular disease in 2005, representing 30% of all global deaths. There are some examples of cardiovascular disease such as coronary heart disease, normally people call as heart attack, raised blood pressure, hypertension, stroke, congenital heart disease. So here is hypertension. What is hypertension actually? Hypertension is normally called high blood pressure. It's a common condition in which the long-term force of the blood against your artery walls is high. The blood pressure is determined both by the amount of blood your heart pumps and the amount of resistance to blood flow in your arteries. The more blood your heart pumps and the narrower your arteries, the higher your blood pressure. There is complication of resistant hypertension can be to brain, eye, and heart. So, how to prevent hypertension actually? First, we have to follow healthy diet as doctor told to us. Next, we have to need less sodium, drink less alcohol, stay physical active, lower stress, and do not smoke. Normally, people reading in blood pressure is less than 120 in systolic and less than 80 at systolic reading. The second disease is coronary heart disease. Coronary heart disease is a type of heart disease that develops when the artery of the heart cannot deliver enough oxygen-rich blood to the heart. It is caused by the build-up of plaque, a waxy substance inside the lining of larger coronary arteries. So that's all can I tell you about cardiovascular system and the effect cardiovascular. This is my summary. The cardiovascular system consists of your heart, blood, and blood vessels. It provides oxygen, nutrient to tissues while removing waste. The heart is divided into two sides, left and right side. Also has two atria and two ventricles. Blood low in oxygen and high carbon dioxide enter the right side of heart and pump into the pulmonary circulation. After oxygenated in blood in the lungs and some removal of carbon dioxide, it returns to the left side of heart. The left ventricle pumps blood out of the heart to the rest of body called as systemic circulation. That's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.